In just the last 2 years, the smartwatch has come on a long way. Last year we saw things like the Martian smartwatch, which could talk to Siri over the iPhone's Bluetooth connection, the Meta Watch, which could send smartphone notifications to your wrist, or the Basis, which could track your heart rate. This year, things have improved a little bit. We have the Pebble Watch, which now comes in this steel variety and supports a large number of apps. We have Android Wear. This is Samsung's version of the operating system that ties into Google's popular smartphone system. We had the surprise entry of Microsoft and its Band, which is good for fitness tracking and picks up some messages as well. And then we also have this latest entrance from Samsung, the Gear S. They all have something in common. They're big, they're not that beautiful, and not that many people are buying them. What makes the Samsung Gear S interesting is not just this large curved screen that looks a little bit like an iPhone has been wrapped around my wrist, but also the fact that this actually is a phone wrapped around my wrist. It has its own 4G connection and Wi-Fi, and while you need to set it up with a paired Samsung smartphone, you can actually then use it to make calls and send texts, browse the web, and play games. It'll tell you what your heart rate is and how far you've walked today. It'll even give you the news updates, and there's a relatively easy to read, bright OLED screen here. Even with its curved screen, which is pretty rare in smartwatches these days, Samsung's Gear S still looks pretty chunky on most people's wrists. And the battery that's inside it, you're lucky to get a day's use out of it with full wireless capabilities turned on. But nonetheless, it's impressive what Samsung has managed to pack into this small package. And while it's not entirely obvious why you would want to have a smartphone strapped to your wrist, there are applications in areas like exercise or outdoor activity. And well, we won't know until more people have actually gone out there and bought one. Apple's watch next year may change the game all over again, but for now, for me, the Samsung Gear S is the most interesting smartwatch out there if you're curious about the technology. This is Tim Bradshaw with the Financial Times in San Francisco. Sorry, somebody's phoning me on my watch. Hello? Hello? How did you get this number?